Welcome, fam. Today's question of the day is going to be, how much do you pay attention to your omega-3 fatty acid intake? I mean, shit, do you even understand the benefits of omega-3s? If not, I got a good episode for you today. What's going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Plants and PRs podcast, the podcast to help you move better, feel better, and in the long run, look a hell of a lot better. My name is Tyler Egan. I'm a certified personal trainer, and today we're going to be talking about fat. Fat. Is that like? Can I even say that word these days? I feel like it's such a term that you're not even allowed to say because you're gonna offend somebody. It's fucking crazy. But actually, I want to talk more specifically about omega-3 fatty acids. And even more specifically, my favorite source of them, hemp seeds. For people who don't know, I am an avid weed smoker. So I actually think hemp seeds, I think hemp in general is so undervalued in the world today. So I think we need to start eating more hemp seeds and using it. I mean, from what I've heard, and I haven't done that much research. Sorry, can't talk today. I haven't done much research, but from what I hear, hemp is extremely useful in so many different ways. Like, I think they're using it for clothing now and a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't really know. I actually just want to talk about omega-3s, hemp seeds that we eat, and all that good stuff. But first, you guys already know the routine is about 1:20. So if you don't like it, you can skip ahead. Let's go. It's gonna be another good fucking day. Another beautiful day to be alive. Am I fucking right? So many people just take that one little thing for granted. Just being the fuck alive. If you are alive today and you are listening to this, shit, if you're alive today and you're not listening to this, you have an opportunity today to get better. To better your situation. No matter what it is. You have the opportunity because you are alive and you are breathing. So fucking do something with it. So sick of hearing people complain about everything. Let's get our shit together. So omega-3 fatty acids, what are they and why are they good for you? So I'm going to have a bunch of sources in the show notes today for you guys because I'm kind of going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole here. Because we're going to start with omega-3s and then we're going to get into hemp seeds and then we're going to get into some other things as to why hemp seeds are so fucking awesome. But omega-3 fatty acids, and I am reading this from the Mayo Clinic's website. Omega-3 fatty acids are a type of unsaturated fatty acid that may reduce inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation in the body can damage your blood vessels and lead to heart disease and strokes. Inflammation, no bueno. There are some forms of good inflammation, like from lifting weights. Fun fact for you. Omega-3 fatty acids may benefit heart health. They decrease triglycerides. They can lower your blood pressure slightly. They can reduce blood clotting. They can decrease your risk of strokes and heart failure. And they can reduce irregular heartbeats. It's amazing, just from a specific type of fatty food. apparently, so when it comes to omega-3s, there's a recommended balance of omega 6 to 3 ratio. So there's a bunch of different omegas. There's 9, 6s, and 3s, I think. There's probably more that I'm unaware of. But the recommended ratio of omega 6s to omega 3s is, I think it's 3 or 4 to 1. And omega 6s are like in literally everything that is high fat. So like if you eat a lot of nuts and seeds, like I eat a good amount of soy, stuff like that. Those are all high in omega 6s. Everything we eat that is a high fat food has a good amount of omega 6s. So you need to balance that ratio out of omega 6s to omega 3s. And the reason, before I get back into omegas, that hemp seeds are so dope is because they actually have I think a 2 to 1 or a 3 to 1 ratio as it is, like alone. I don't know what it is for like fish or other sources of omega 3s, but that's pretty fucking good. And that pumps me up. This imbalance of omega 6s to 3s can set hold on. This imbalance can set an inflammatory process that actually can relate to some of our leading killers like heart disease, which is why that omega 3s can actually help decrease your risk for heart disease and stuff like that. It's also really important for brain health. I don't have anything up. I actually, for some reason, didn't research that part of it at all. But it's definitely something to look into for you guys. So, like, what is for me, when I hear these things, I don't like to just take that fact and run with it. So I like to understand, like, the mechanism by which it actually works. So this may not actually make sense. I'm still going to read it to you guys because I don't fully understand it, but I think it's just good information to share. So the human body can only form carbon to carbon double bonds after the 9th carbon from the methyl end of a fatty acid. Therefore, ALA, which is a form of omega 3s, and linoleic acid are considered essential fatty acids, meaning they must be obtained from the diet. Now, when it comes to omega 3 fatty acids, it's usually one of those things that's a concern on a plant-based diet. Now, why is that? Because the omega 3s that we get from plant-based sources are all ALA. And when it comes to ALA, we need 2 other forms, DHA and EPA. And I'm not going to try to pronounce what those stand for because they are long words that are hard to pronounce. So our body will take ALA and convert it in the body. And it even says it right here. ALA can be converted into EPA and then to DHA, but the conversion, which occurs primarily in the liver, you learn something new every day, is very limited, with reported rates of less than 15%. So that's the problem. I hear people say they don't supplement on a plant-based diet. They just get their omega-3s from flax, hemp, chia, walnuts, things like that. But if the reported rates of conversion from ALA to DHA and EPA is less than 15%, we could be running into an issue here. So for that reason, I recommend to people, and again, not a doctor, nothing crazy, nothing special here. I just recommend it based off of the research I've done, that people actually supplement omega-3s from algae oil, which is what I do because it works. But yeah, I mean, on a plant-based diet, all these omega-3 fatty acid sources are ALA forms. They are ALA. They have ALA in them. So we need to convert that to DHA and EPA. And who really knows how much it converts? So omega-3s are important, and what people do on a pescatarian diet or vegetarian or omnivore or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, something that's not vegan, something that's not plant-based, is they will get their omega-3s from fish sources, right? So the fish actually eat algae in the ocean, which is where they get the DHA and EPA from, and then we get it from them when we eat the fish. Sorry, I gotta stay hydrated. A little off my water game today. So like I said, there are the 3 main sources, or the 3 main types of omega-3s, ALA, DHA, and EPA. And again, ALA comes from plants, flax seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, walnuts. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Actually, I think, believe it or not, I think Brussels sprouts actually has it as well. And then, excuse me, DHA and EPA come from algae, which is sometimes, which is ate by fish, and then that's how some people get it in their diet. Or you can actually get some forms of algae that you can eat. I have something in my cabinet. I just didn't like it, so I don't do it. Excuse me. Or you could supplement with an algae an algae source of omega-3s, which is, again, what I do and what I recommend to people. So now let's talk about hemp seeds and why they're so fucking dope. Why I love them so much. So omega-3 or hemp seeds are actually one of the few sources in the plant-based kingdom that is a complete source of protein. Now, what do I mean by complete source of protein? A complete source of protein has all 9 essential amino acids that we cannot get, our body cannot make on its own, and we have to get through our diet. So hemp seeds have all 9 essential amino acids. On top of that, 25% of the calories that come from hemp seeds are protein, which is a pretty solid amount, all things considered, especially for what's considered to be a high-fat food. It's a complete protein, and 25% of the calories come from protein. Fucking work emails. Hemp seeds also contain GLA, which is gamma-linoleic acid. And GLA is actually an omega-6. And apparently, from what the research I did, it's not found in that many food. It's not in much food. So this omega-6 fatty acid actually is required. Wait, hold on. I reading over my notes here. So it's apparently required for a healthy balance of anti-inflammatory signaling molecules. Inflammation is like one of the biggest issues out there. We're all dealing with it because the food we eat causes inflammation in our body because of the way we grow it these days. And then on top of that, a lot of people just eat like shit to begin with. And inflammation, like I said in the beginning, which is what omega-3s kind of protect us from, can lead or set up for more of the long-term killers that we deal with, like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, things like that. So hemp seeds contain GLA, that omega-6 fatty acid, and like I said, they have that really good ratio of omega-6s to 3s, which is 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. Hemp seeds also contain a shitload of vitamins and minerals. So, like I said, they have that good omega-3 ratio. They're also filled with zinc, magnesium, calcium, iron, vitamin E, and a bunch of other things I didn't feel like listing because I think it was like phosphorus and chromium and stuff like that. So they're loaded with so many good things. They're loaded with so many good vitamins and minerals that people often become deficient in from the research I've done. Things like zinc and magnesium. Calcium's people make a big deal about that on a plant-based diet. Just eat your hemp seeds. Eat a lot of them. Eat them all the time. And there's so many easy ways to, not so many, there's actually really not that many, but there's some really simple ways to incorporate hemp seeds into your diet. I throw them in smoothies all the time. I literally sprinkle hemp seeds on everything. There's some other good ways. Like I said, there's really not that many ways. I mean, they are really good on a salad. They have like an earthy taste. I really dig it. There's not a whole, and there's probably people out there that have better ways to eat them than I do. But, what else do I got here? Sprinkle. Oh, I even wrote down that I eat them like chips. I will actually grab a handful of hemp seeds and just throw them back because I like the taste of them that much. You can also, I think you can buy hemp milk. I know people make their own hemp milk, but I think you can buy it too. And then you can also buy hemp seed oil. You could probably buy it for like your skin and stuff like that, but I mean to cook in. And if I'm not mistaken, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, if they know better than I do, but I'm pretty sure hemp seed oil has a higher smoke point than like things like olive oil and stuff like that. And again, you're getting those omega-3 fatty acids, so it seems like a better way to go than your typical, what do people cook in? Canola oil and olive oil. What else is there? Avocado oil, things like that. So another reason why I really like hemp seeds is because of, like I said, they contain a mineral called magnesium. Magnesium is one of those things that is overlooked a lot. It's extremely important for our bodies. And it actually can help with sleep. Like when I was doing research for this episode, one of the articles I read was talking about how hemp seeds can help like insomnia and shit like that. And I mean, I always think those kinds of statements are a bit of a stretch because I don't really see someone who's having sleep issues throwing back a tablespoon of hemp seeds and boom, they're cured. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. But it just doesn't make sense to me. But magnesium is extremely important for sleep and stuff like that. It relaxes our muscles. Well, hold on. Let me take a step back here. Magnesium actually is a electrolyte too. So like if you ever buy one of those electrolyte drinks, like a Powerade or what are some new ones? What's the new one? There's a new one out these days that everyone's always drinking. What the fudge is it? Oh, anyway, Powerade, Gatorade. Damn, that one is just going to bother me. If you look at the nutritional facts, they should have more magnesium in there. Most of them only have I think the percentage is like 2% of your daily recommended intake. And that's fucking stupid. If it's supposed to be an electrolyte drink and to help like replenish your electrolytes, shouldn't it have more magnesium in it? I mean, you would think so because magnesium is an important part of that, but they don't oftentimes. So magnesium is a cofactor in 300 plus enzyme systems that do a shitload. They do things like proteins. It does things like protein synthesis, muscle and nerve function, blood glucose control, and is very important, like I said, for energy production because of the fact that it's an electrolyte. Magnesium is important. It's extremely important. And I'm pretty sure people on a standard American diet are deficient in this. And they probably don't even realize it. A lot of people are deficient in a lot of things and they don't even realize it. I would argue that before I started taking better care of myself, I was probably deficient in at least vitamin D, magnesium. Again, I'm just speculating. I don't know for sure. I definitely wasn't eating omega-3s. I wasn't eating anti-inflammatory foods in general. So acne is an inflammatory thing. And I never paid attention to those things. When I started cleaning up my diet, paying attention to omega-3s, anti-inflammatory foods, things to that effect, like my acne started to clear up. So it makes me wonder how many issues out there, how many issues, mental, physical, whatever, are actually just a byproduct of the fact that we don't pay attention to what we put in our mouth and we don't understand it at all. I'm reading some of these things to you guys, and some of it kind of I had to do more research on. So when I read that fact, magnesium is a cofactor in over 300 plus enzyme systems that do a lot. They do a lot in our body. I had to figure out what a cofactor was, because it's not as simple. The human body isn't as simple as people want it to be. And to understand the mechanisms behind which these things work will help you better understand how to help yourself and help your body and feed it the things it needs. So omega-3s are important. So, I'm going to start to wrap it up here, but, just keep that in mind. Omega-3 fatty acids, it's definitely something more people should be aware of and start being mindful of when they're designing a meal plan or just, cooking dinner for the night. You can sprinkle, like I said, hemp seeds on anything. And in my opinion, it tastes amazing. It adds a different texture. It has a different taste to it than most things that you're used to. Again, it has an earthy-ish taste. I don't really know how else to explain it, but I love them. I love hemp seeds more than a lot of things. So I hope you guys took something out of this. This was kind of one of my ideas when I started the podcast, was to help people understand and help them learn some things that they might not know. And for me to learn more. I learned so much more by researching some of this stuff. I've always known that, well, not always, but when I started doing more research when I went plant-based, I learned that ALA is the plant-based source of omega-3s and that our body can convert it. But I didn't realize that the rate at which we do that is less than 15%. There's such a small amount of it that's actually converted in our body. So I'm actually even happier now that I know that, and I supplement omega-3s. Again, you don't have to. For all I know, you eat flax, hemp, chia seeds, and you're fine. Your body may convert it better than mine or vice versa. But I think it's just good information to know, because when you have more education, when you understand these things more, you can better equip yourself for what you need. So I really hope you guys took something from this. Sorry I'm not like a whiz on it yet, so that there's some pauses in there. But I really, really hope you guys took something from this. If you did, please leave a rate and review on iTunes. Share it with your friends, your family, whoever. I don't care. And I will check you guys out in the next episode. Peace.